Right, so I do speak Russian, but I'm not a native speaker, so apologies to any native speakers if I get this wrong, but I'm going to try. Okay, here we go. Tetragydropyranil cyclopentyl tetragydropyride pyridinovoe. So, 55 letters.
Applause going on in my ear from the gallery. So how many letters?
55 letters, that word.
55 letters in Cyrillic.
The previous word was 35 letters. That was in the Guinness Book of Records as the longest Russian word, and that is "Privysoko mnogo рассмотрительствующий," which is a polite way of addressing bureaucrats from the 19th century.
No pressure on you, putting you live on air to say these incredibly long words. That was 35 letters. Now the new one, 55 letters, and this is a chemical compound. In English, I'll attempt this one. Tetrahydropyranil cyclopentyl tetrahydropyridopyridine. Do we know any more about what it means? What is that?
It refers to a chemical compound containing the structures of pyridine and cyclopentane. So not the most useful word in the world, but definitely a long one.
Yes, perhaps less interesting than the previous record holder. Will, I mean, you mentioned you learnt Russian. You started learning when you were 18. How difficult is it for someone who doesn't have Russian as a native language to learn and try to speak it fluently? You were in Moscow for many years for the BBC.
Yeah, well, Karen, I know you also studied Russian for a while.
I did GCSE Russian in 1 year, yes.
So you know a lot of this.
Many years ago.
But Russian obviously is in the Cyrillic script, not the Latin one like English, so it can sometimes look a bit kind of foreign and tricky to people who don't speak Russian. But, you know, it's known as a difficult language. There are 6 cases, right? And that means that affects how basically words decline, how they change in a sentence. And, you know, there are lots of different ways that these words can change in Russian.
Those cases, they really are tricky. Respect to anyone who speaks Russian as a second language. Will, you being one of them, thank you very much for giving us that record-holding long word. Will Vernon, our news correspondent. Thanks for being with us.